Hey everyone, this is Mike, and as you all know, Glamour is the real endgame in Final Fantasy XIV, and because of that I often get asked what Glamour I am wearing, what is that chest piece, what is that weapon, that kind of stuff. So I thought today we'd take a look at some of my favorite Glamours in the game. I've got at least one of them for each role in the game, and I've also got a couple of job-specific ones, as well as some general-purpose Glamour as well that can be used on literally anything that you would want to use it on. So, before we get into it, I do want to let you know that all of the weapons that you're going to be seeing are going to be from one of the three ultimates. If they are yellowish, they're going to be from UCOP and Ending Coil. If they are white, pure white, then they are going to be from Ultima Weapon, and if they are like white, yellow with some cogwheels on them, then they are going to be from Alexander Ultimate. I really like my ultimate weapons, I like my shiny weapons in general, so if I wouldn't be using the ultimate weapons, I'd probably be using like the relic weapons or something like that. So that is that thing out of the way. Other than that, there is also a lot of overlap in between these different Glamours that I'm going to be showing you. More specifically, the pants and the boots are most likely going to be the same on a lot of Glamour plates. So when they are, I'm not going to be saying like, okay, yeah, pants, boots are the same thing that you've always been seeing. I'm not going to go into much detail about those kind of things. So when you see the same glasses on, for example, 9 Glamour plates in a row, you know that are just going to be the same glasses as before. So let's get into it. First of all, let's start with the first ever Glamour that I acquired in this game, which was the poncho. The poncho is one of my favorite Glamours. As a potato, it can be kind of annoying to try and get Glamour that fits you as well, because there are a lot of different Glamours that don't really look all that good on a potato. So that's why the poncho is kind of my go-to thing if I don't necessarily know what to wear. This is the cashmere poncho, meaning that this is the colorable version. You can dye this one. This one is gotten from the Aquapolis dungeon back from Heavensward. This is the treasure map ones. So you need to get materials from there, and then you need to craft it with some other stuff. As for my headpiece, we are using the classic spectacles. This is one of the pieces that you're going to be seeing on a lot of different Glamour plates, because I really like glasses, and these are going to be on a lot of different stuff. For my gloves, I am going to be using the false nails. Sometimes I'll also switch this out with the new Emperor's gloves. Basically, this is to just hide my gloves in general. As for my boots, we are using the Tantalus breeches. This is a reward that you get from just being like subscribed to the game for a while. The false nails, they are purchased from the Anyanta B stripes, and the new Emperor's gloves you can buy in Mordona if you're wondering where you can find those. And then for my boots, I am using the Scion Adventurer boots. These are obtained, I believe, through the MSQ at some point towards the end of Stormblood. So that's the poncho, first general purpose Glamour. Moving on to the second one, we have the Rebel coat. So we are using exactly the same things as we were using on the previous Glamour plate. The only thing that's different is the chest piece and the boots. So the chest piece is the Rebel coat. This one is gotten from the dungeons of Lilithia. Again, materials obtained through the treasure maps need to be crafted into this actual chest piece, and then you can dye this one as well. I've dyed this one white. And then we also have the Lucian Princess boots. These are boots from the Final Fantasy XV crossover event, so I'm not quite sure if you can still get these in the game. But those are basically the two different things, the Rebel coat and then the Lucian Princess boots. Last but not least, we have another general purpose Glamour, which I am currently using on my crafters, but you can use this on whatever you want. And it is using mostly, again, the same stuff, so we still have those same pants, we have the same gloves, and we have the same glasses as well, but this time around we have a couple of different things on here as well. So we have the Alamegan gown for our chest piece. This is, again, a crafted item that you can obtain from the Canals of Uznir, I believe they're called. They are the treasure maps from Stormblood. The boots are the Emerald Carbuncle boots, which is an item that you can get from the Mog Station, and the scarf that I am wearing is a quest item that you obtain through the Weeping City quest line. I'm not entirely sure what the quest line was called, but basically the 24-man quest line from Heavensward has this as a reward, I believe, towards the end. So that is where you can go and obtain this scarf. So those are the three general purpose ones. Let's go into some job specific ones now. So first of all, for the tanks, we have this Indian looking one. Now the reason why this is specifically for tanks, you could also use this one on ranged DPS by the way, is because of the headpiece. The headpiece is obtained from the Kitana Revel, which is the level 75 dungeon, and all of the gear that you get from the dungeon is of course role specific. So in this case, the headpiece is for the tanks. You can also get a very similar looking headpiece for the ranged physical DPS as well, which you'll see later down in this video as well. As for the chest piece, we have the New World Jacket. Again, this is a crafted item obtained from Aquapolis, so Heavensward treasure maps. Our pants, because yes, I am indeed wearing pants under this robe, are the spring bottoms. These are obtained from the fashion report, so the NPC next to where you like normally show yourself for judging will sell the spring bottoms at some point once you've gotten like enough points. And then the boots that I'm wearing are the Spriggan boots. These are boots that are gotten from an event, so I'm not quite sure if you can still get these. Moving on to Ninja. This one has quite a lot of different things, so we'll be talking about those. First of all, we have the head bandage. This is, I believe, again, a quest item, not entirely sure. Otherwise, this should not be too hard to come across. Find it on the market board or something like that. The chest piece is the Skallic Jacket of Scouting, which is obtained from a dungeon back in Stormblood, which is called the Drowned City of Scala, if I'm not mistaken. Again, this is job-specific gear, so you can only use this on Ninja. The gloves are the Revel Keeper's Armlets of Scouting, again, the Katana Revel Dungeon, level 75, specific to only Ninja. The pants are the Indigo Rami Saruel of Scouting, which is item level 320 crafted gear. This was the crafted gear that became available at the launch of Stormblood. So the first raid tier of Stormblood is where you could get these pants from. So crafted gear, relatively easy to get. And then the boots are the Scion Adventurer boots once again. Moving on to Dragoon. This has got to be one of my favorite pieces in the game. Pretty much everything the same again as before, except the chest piece and the gloves. The chest piece is the Bone Wicca Skinner's Mail. This is a chest piece that you can obtain from the Swallow's Compass dungeon. This is specific to Dragoon, so you can only wear it on the Dragoon class. It looks fantastic in my opinion. And then the gloves are the Eastern Journey Armlets, which I believe is a Mock Station item as well. So that's where you can obtain those. Boots, pants, and then of course the glasses are the same as before. And then we have Samurai. This one is again a very job specific one. We are using pretty much the same things as before when it comes down to glasses, pants and that kind of stuff. But when it comes down to the chest piece, we are using the Anemos chest piece. This one is obtained from Eureka Anemos. You need to upgrade, I believe, once or twice in order to be able to dye it, because normally it's a red chest piece, but I dyed mine white because I really like this one and it fits together quite well with the Alexander Ultimate Weapon as well. So that's where you can obtain that one. And then for the feet we are using the Antiquated Samurai gear as well, so basically level 50 job gear when it comes down to the boots. Then, moving over to Monk, because of course we are using a very specific glamour piece for Samurai. So with Monk we are using one that we can use on both Samurai and Monk. And this is the raid set from the previous raid tier. So from Eden's Gate, all of the raid gear, so all of the Eden Grace gear, I'm basically using on my Monk. Going from the chest piece all the way down to the boots. Of course, the headpiece is still the same glasses as I've always been using. But that's because just like the glamour set is shared between Monk and Samurai. Otherwise, I would be using the Eden Grace little plume that you can get in your hair as well. But basically, the whole Monk set is just from Eden's Gate Savage. You can also dye this set if you want to do so. Then moving over to the range, we're first of all going to be starting with Machinist, because this one is again a job specific one. The glasses that you can see are the Endless Summer glasses. These are again obtained from a event, so I'm not quite sure if you can still get these. And then the scarf is from that 24-man questline in Heavensward. Now, all of the rest that you can see here, from chest piece all the way to boots, are the artifact gear from Heavensward for Machinists. They're just the stock standard item level 200 pieces of gear, except the chest piece. The chest piece has been upgraded to item level 210 so that I could dye it black and basically make it fit better with the rest of the set. Then the second set for our aiming, because we have 3 different aiming sets as I said in the beginning, is going to be the Weeping City set. Now this is technically from Weeping City, but also not really, because I'm going to be mix matching with some stuff that we got in Shadowbringers. So when it comes down to the headpiece, we are using the Revel's Keeper headband. Again, level 75 dungeon is where you can obtain that. For our chest piece, we are using the Weeping City chest piece from the Weeping City of Mag. This one can also be switched out for the crafted gear that you could obtain in Eden's Gate Savage. You can still get that one, of course. I'm using the Weeping City version because I like the color scheme of this one quite a lot. If you do not have the Weeping City variant, but you still like the look of this chest piece, and you don't mind it looking a little bit more brownish, then you can use the crafted variant of it. All of the rest of the gear, gloves, pants and boots, are the crafted versions of the Weeping City gear. So I believe it is item level 450 from the beginning of Shadowbringers when it came out. So that's where you can obtain all of this gear. Of course, if you do not have the Weeping City chest piece, you can just switch it out for the crafted chest piece instead. And then our last aiming set, as I said, we have 3 for this one. We have the full Revel Keeper set, which again is level 75 dungeon. I really like this dungeon's gear for a lot of different classes, and I like using it on the aiming job more specifically as well. I like the tattoos that you get with it and that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much everything head to toe is from the level 75 dungeon. Moving over to our healer, we are still using a lot of the same things. The headband this time around is still from the level 75 dungeon, so this one is unique to healers specifically. And the chest piece is the Maiden Coat of Healing that can be obtained from A8 Savage, aka Brute Justice. If you do not care about getting a dyeable version for this, you can of course get the A8 normal version of this chest piece instead, which might be easier to obtain. Although that Unsinking Savage this time around, of like this time in the game, is definitely not too bad. If you get like a full group together, you can just melt the boss really quickly, and it shouldn't be too hard to farm for this Glamour piece, of course. Gloves, boots, chests, or gloves, boots and pants are just the same as you've seen on all of the other ones. For our casters, I am using the same things that you've seen before when it comes down to glasses, gloves, boots and pants, but we are using the Eden's Grace chest piece. Now this one is the Savage version, which you can dye in different colors if you want to do so. If you do not want to farm Titan Savage Force, you can of course get the Eden normal mode version as well, which should be a lot easier to obtain if you don't want to go into Savage, although again, you can unsync Titan Savage at this point, so it should be a lot easier to clear. And then last but not least, we have the Gatherer gear that is specific to the Gatherers only. Of course, the crafted gear I already showed you, obviously a general purpose Glamour set, but for our Gatherers, I'm going to be using something that is specific to Gatherers only, and this one in particular is the Gathering set that was available at the launch of Shadowbringer. So this is all item level 430 Gathering gear that you have to craft. So you have to basically craft all of this gear yourself. It's not the white scape gear or something like that. This can also be worn on all 3 of the different Gatherers, so it looks quite good as well, and you can kind of keep them similar looking. Again, the headpiece are the glasses that you've seen on pretty much all of the other Glamour plates as well, but chest, gloves, boots and pants are all the item level 430 crafted gear that you can make for your Gatherer. I just think that this set looks fantastic, and it's a really pity that you can't use this on other jobs as well, because I would love to wear this on something else, because I just think that this thing looks damn fine. But that's pretty much that. That is the last Glamour plate that I was going to be showing you guys. I hope you found maybe some inspiration to use yourself as well. Again, if you can't find immediately where these things are, just do like a quick Google search, and you shouldn't have too much trouble finding where you can obtain all of these items. Of course, some of them are Mock Station exclusive, so you need to pay real money for that. Some of them are from events, so you might not be able to get them anymore, but hopefully maybe they do like a rerun or something and you can obtain it in the future. Or there are of course a bunch of different alternatives that you could go for in the game as well. But that's going to be it for me. I hope you enjoyed it. I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank my Patreons for supporting me, and I'll see you in the next one.